Well, that just happened. Definitely a very bonkers ending to a very so-so show. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be too praiseworthy of this. It's not that these matches are necessarily bad, but we're going to have to get into it when we get into it. And yeah, I know in the I'm sure that video I said I thought Io Sky was going to win the women's chamber. See, I just kept hearing that Io Sky was going to be facing Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, so I just naturally assumed she would be in the Elimination Chamber match. Yeah. I don't have Netflix, so I can't necessarily follow on Raw every week. I try to keep it as best as I can, but even then, it's like, I can't really tune into weekly wrestling. It's just too repetitive for my tastes now. Seeing especially, and just paying attention to how they built the story works so much better than, having to dedicate, 9 hours just to cover all this stuff. Anyway, this is Elimination Chamber 2025. We opened up with the Women's Elimination Chamber match, Liv Morgan versus Bayley versus Bianca Belair versus Naomi versus Roxanne Perez versus Alexa Bliss. Liv and Naomi were technically opening this up. However, right as they were about to ring the bell, Jade Cargill entered the ring and immediately attacked Naomi. Threw Naomi into into Alexa Bliss's pod, my mistake. Like I said, completely incapacitated her, dropped her on the chamber floor, and I think she had a DDT or something on it. She did not hit Jada, I know that. But she hit those moves. Distraught Bianca Belair looked on from her pod as Liv Morgan came over and said, "See? I was right. We didn't attack Jade." And Naomi was eliminated from the match. Basically, Liv stood there for another 15 seconds until Roxanne Perez came out. Bianca came out first. Then Roxanne Perez came after that. Perez hit Morgan with a flapjack. She hit Belair with a leg sweep into the chamber wall. Bayley came out next, pulled Roxanne Perez into her pod for a beatdown. Perez powerbombed Bayley off the turnbuckle and then followed with a big frog splash. Alexa Bliss was then out last. She attacked everyone. Hit a running blockbuster on Bayley. Hit a hair pull backbreaker on Perez off the chamber wall. Perez then put Bayley in a crossface. Bayley then managed to get out of the ring. For some reason, they changed the rules of the chamber. Now you have to make the pinfall in the ring. I don't remember that ever being a rule. But Bayley got through to the outside of the ring to the platform and then tangled Perez's fingers up in the chain links to break free. As that happened, Morgan hit Oblivion on Bayley to eliminate her. Morgan and Belair hit the pod, climbed to the top of the pod. Belair whipped Morgan with her hair. Everyone then hit their finishers on Perez to get rid of her. Morgan hit the Three Amigos and a Shining Wizard on Belair. Alexa Bliss went for Sister Abigail and hit that on Bianca Belair. But then Liv Morgan rolled up Alexa Bliss for the 3 count to eliminate her. Belair went for a KOD. No, I did that already. I'm sorry. Morgan hit a couple of moves. She tried to counter a KOD into Oblivion, but then Belair countered that into a KOD for the 3 count of the victory to technically advance to WrestleMania to face either Rhea Ripley or Io Sky. In all likelihood, we're going to wind up having a triple threat match, which made this Elimination Chamber match just completely pointless. Yeah, that's kind of where the problem lay in this. Like I said, how about, if we're going to have Jade attack Naomi and eliminate her, how about they have, Adam Pearce come out and say, no, we're putting in an alternate, put Io Sky in there, have Io win, and then you can get Rhea. I don't want a triple threat match. I'm sorry. I just don't see the point in having it. You could have Jade come back seemingly okay and then attack, or something to that effect, and go after the tag titles. Because, again, we need to beef those up a little bit more, and we still haven't really done that. I mean, yeah, Liv and Raquel won them. Exactly. and I guess they'll defend, but I don't know who they'll defend it against because there's really no other tag teams at this point. So yeah, it's just, yeah, you kind of see the point here. And it's something against Bianca Belair. She's a good wrestler, but I'm just not interested for this match, and I'm especially not interested in a triple threat. I don't know, maybe it's because I've been watching the What Culture videos, and the one guy on there, Andy Murray, I think it is, has been complaining, like, I don't want triple threat matches all over WrestleMania. I want one-on-one matches, and I'm kind of like, yeah, I also want one-on-one matches. We're spreading that show over 2 nights, so, yeah. Anyway, our next match is Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. I don't know if I had a picture for that or not, so you might have gotten something different there. Anyway, Stratus and Stratton dropkicked Nia out of the ring. Jax came back in, hit a jumping seated senton on Stratton. Stratton broke up an Annihilator attempt, tagged in Trish Stratus. Stratus hit a tilt-a-whirl DDT on Nia Jax. Jax put Stratton in the stretch muffler, allowing Candice LeRae to dropkick Stratus in the face. Jax then put Trish Stratus in the stink face. Stratus then Stratton got the hot tag and hit Candice LeRae with an Alabama slam, then Jax the spine buster. LeRae then broke up the prettiest moonsault ever attempt. Stratton caused Jax to, Trish Stratus, I'm sorry, I'm getting goofed here. Tiffany Stratton dodged a corner splash attempt, which hit Candice LeRae. Stratus then hit a top rope bulldog on Nia Jax, and then Stratton came in and hit the prettiest moonsault ever for the 3 count of the victory. This was a good, fun match. Hopefully the crowd seemed to be mostly into it, especially since Trish Stratus is from Toronto. She hit the bulldog pretty well, because that's a very dangerous move. The top, not quite Stratusfaction. They said it was Stratusfaction. It isn't. It was just the bulldog. But yeah, I mean, Nia seemed to take it pretty well. Didn't seem to get hurt, thankfully. Like I said, overall, real good, fun little match. Definitely a good palate cleanser after the Chamber match. I don't know if I necessarily put it in the match of the night category, but like I said, definitely a good, fun little match that provided some relief after a not-so-great Chamber match overall. I thought that, again, it's just the way it all played out, it just didn't really feel right with me. Okay, we then have the unsanctioned match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Right off the bat, Owens landed a big forearm shot to Zayn. Owens hit a draping suplex, followed that up with a running senton. Zayn fought back. He threw some chairs in the ring. Owens grabbed one and used it as a weapon. Zayn pulled out a hockey stick and clobbered Owens with it. They fought to the outside. Zayn pulled out of the table and set it up. Owens came back and fought with the hockey stick. Owens then stacked up a table on top of that table as the two then brawled into the crowd. Zayn attacked Owens with a trash can. He had a couple blue thunder bombs through a couple of other tables that were set out in the crowd. I think there were supposed to be merchandise tables, but they all had beer cans on them for some reason. Anyway, they fought back into the ring. Owens attacked Zayn with the ring bell. Owens then shoved Zayn over the top turnbuckle and onto the tables below. Owens then hit a fisherman buster on a chair. Zayn countered a pop-up powerbomb into a dragon suplex. I believe it was onto a chair. He hit, I think it was a blue thunder bomb. He went for the haluva kick, but Owens managed to pull the ref away. Charles Robinson came down. Owens hit a stunner on Zayn, but only got a 2 count. Owens got angry and attacked Charles Robinson, so another ref came down. Just as Zayn threw a chair into Owens' face, but Owens came back, hit another fisherman buster through a table. P.D. Williams came out to try to talk both men down. I didn't know P.D. Williams was working with WWE. Zayn did hit the haluva kick. Zayn then pulled out a barbed wire chair and attacked Owens. He had a blue thunderbomb on the barbed wire chair. Owens then countered a haluva kick into a pop-up power bomb. They fought on the outside. Owens pulmonized Zayn's neck twice. He then hit 2 apron bombs and eventually got the cover for the 3 count of the victory. Yeah, I think this match went a little too far. It dragged. It was one of those, once you're kicking out of the blue thunder, you're at the barbed wire chair attack, it's like, okay, just end this, guys. You're dragging this out way too long. And it didn't help that afterwards, Owens continued to attack Zayn until Randy Orton's music hit. Orton came down, hit an RKO on Owens, and then went for the punt kick. And yeah, the security got in the ring. Owens hit them with RKOs. Not Owens. Orton hit them with RKOs. Owens got out of the ring. And like I said, it just went on way too long for its own good, I think. I think, you know, if we're going to do the barbed wire then maybe we could have eliminated 2 other big spots in here. Just tightened it up a little bit, because like I said, it dragged. And, you know, I think, you know, if we're not going to have Sami Zayn come back at Mania, because they're going to sell Zayn being injured, yeah, I don't know what we're doing here. And I don't know exactly where this is going. It's just kind of like, yeah, this kind of fell real flat for me. I was into it until it just stopped, and then it's like, okay, end this now, please. I don't know if it was necessarily that it was too brutal. I think it, like I said, it just dragged. And it's like, when that happens, you know, even the most violent just kind of starts to numb you too much, for lack of a better term. Okay, our next match is, well, it's a final match technically, is the Men's Elimination Chamber match. John Cena versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest versus Logan Paul versus Drew McIntyre. Rollins and McIntyre opened things up. They both tried their finishers right off the bat. McIntyre slammed Rollins over the top rope to the chamber platform outside. At one point, Rollins threw McIntyre into CM Punk's pod, and an LED light fell. I don't know if it fell in Punk's pod or just outside of it. You could hear this very loud plop. And I was like, huh. I hope everyone was okay there. Anyway, McIntyre hit a slingshot Rollins off the little bottom turnbuckle connector. Damian Priest was out next. He hit the Razor's Edge on Rollins, who flew into McIntyre. Logan Paul came in next, much to the delight of the Toronto crowd. He loaded a big loaded punch on Priest. As Cena came out next, Cena came and hit an AA on Paul. McIntyre hit a Claymore on Cena, but then got immediately rolled up by Priest to be eliminated. McIntyre hit Priest with a Claymore, which enabled Logan Paul to hit a frog splash off CM Punk's pod for the 3 count there to eliminate Priest. Punk was the last one to go in. He immediately went after Logan Paul. Punk and Cena had a brief stare down, but then Rollins super kicked Punk. Rollins and Cena argued briefly. Cena hit Paul with a go-to-sleep, or Punk hit Paul with a go-to-sleep for the elimination. Punk and Cena then basically hit a heart attack on Rollins. Cena and Punk fought a little bit. He countered countered a GTS into an STF. Punk countered that into an Anaconda Vice. Cena came in, he hit the AA. Rollins then threw Cena into the pod wall because he wanted to be the one to eliminate Punk. Rollins hit a buckle bomb and a stomp on Punk, only got a 2 count. Cena got back in, hit the AA on Rollins, and then Punk hit the go-to-sleep on Rollins to eliminate him. But the chamber door was left open as that was happening, so Punk and Cena tried to shake hands again. Punk tried to snooker Cena into a go-to-sleep. Cena countered out of it. Punk got a little bit out of there. I think he tried to counter into an STF. Punk got to the ropes and then enabled Rollins to sneak back into the chamber and hit the stomp on the outside to eliminate Punk, as Cena immediately and very heelishly grabbed Punk and put him in the STF. Punk passed out. So Cena is going to WrestleMania. And yes, very heelishly, I pointed out there. We'll get to it. And I sat there and I thought, gee, wow, Cena did an un-Cena-like maneuver there and pouncing on him like, because it was one of those where Cena had clearly seen what had happened. It wasn't Cena was out, he just got up and kind of like wandered over. No, he was right there, he saw it, and he immediately jumped on Punk and put him in the STF. So it was like, okay, something's going on here. And because that pretty much leads right into the final segment, not a match, Cody deciding what dance he's going to join with The Rock. Cody's music hits as Cena is celebrating in the ring. The two shake hands. They point to the sign. A remix version of The Rock's theme by Travis Scott hits. Travis Scott accompanied The Rock to the ring and stood there in the ring for... And, yeah. So, Rock said, Cody, what's your decision? We're going to embrace, you're going to embrace, I want your mind, soul, and I guess technically your body. I think he meant to say mind, body, and soul, but he said mind, soul, and especially your soul. I don't know what that means, but okay. Cody said, there's just one problem. I already gave my soul away. I gave it to the people. So you could go fuck yourself. And Cena's like, yeah, woo. And Cena, because you could see Cena was worried that, and then Cena moves and they embrace, and then the smile fades from Cena as The Rock gives a throat slash maneuver. John Cena hits a low blow. He immediately kicks him right in the you-know-whats. He attacks Cody. He beats him. He grabs the watch, the Rolex that Dusty Rhodes pawned, and they somehow managed to track down. Beat him with it. Drew blood. Rock got out the weight belt. He whipped Cody. He whipped Cody again. Travis Scott was there. So, yeah, and that's how the show ended. The three, yeah, including Travis Scott. Why? I'm sorry. It's like, okay, Cena and Rock makes sense. Okay, and they were doing the Hollywood thing. Okay, within the parameters of the story, that makes sense. What is he doing here? Imagine if, this had been like, Roman Reigns, The Rock, and a tube sock or something, or a can of Pepsi. Or, it's CM Punk, The Rock, and a notebook. Carly Rae Jepsen in the ring. Why? Okay, and again, this is nothing against Travis Scott. Overall, I liked his remix of The Rock's theme, except for the beginning part, which was all bleh. But other than that, it was actually pretty good. It was actually pretty good. But yeah, and this does mark the first time in 22 years that John Cena has been an outright heel. Like, the last time was like early summer 2003. So yeah, that is how long it has been since John Cena has been a true blue heel. And, except in a way, in the parameters of the story, it makes sense. Rock is Hollywood. Cena is now Hollywood. Rock promised all these things to Cody, and he said, if you don't, you're gonna pay. And again, why wouldn't it make perfect sense to do something like that? So yeah, like I said, overall, it did. I would say I gotta stop bringing my phone with me, but I have to bring my phone with me. Anyway, like I said, it makes sense that this would work this way. So yeah, I kind of okay with that. If you remember, I did that little news bulletin thing. I said, what's going to happen? Well, Cody's going to turn The Rock down, and then Rock is going to do... I thought Rock would screw Cody out of the title, but again, it would make perfect sense to do this, too. And again, seem to stack the odds against Cody. And you know what? You could have Cena win it. You could have him lose it. Yeah. As long as he loses it clean, or Cody wins Money in the Bank and challenges at Summers, I think it would be perfectly fine. It keeps The Rock out of the ring. Like I said, and I guess in a way it makes sense for that to be the last part of the show, even though I'm not a huge fan of the last part of the show being a giant promo segment. So yeah, like I said, overall, interesting ending for, unfortunately, was not that interesting a show. I do think the men's chamber match overall was pretty good. There were interesting moments, like, I kind of thought early on, maybe McIntyre was going to win it, because I think that had been the prevailing rumor was, oh, wait, Rock's going to draft someone into his army, maybe it would be McIntyre. I don't think it would be Punk, because, Punk's not a follower. I didn't think, and, I know a lot of people thought Punk would win, but I thought, no, because we're setting up Punk and Rollins. And who knows how Roman Reigns is going to play into this at all, if at all. So, yeah, again, like, we're already setting things up there. It doesn't make sense to have what happened at the Rumble happen and then just pretend it didn't. You know, I didn't think, you know, I know there's some people that say we're going to get Cena and Logan Paul. I'm kind of glad that didn't happen. You know, maybe, I don't know. I think we're going to get Logan Paul teaming with the New Day against the LWI. I may be wrong on that, but that's probably what's going to happen there. So yeah, like I said, I thought the men's chamber match was overall pretty good. Definitely had some interesting ideas. Priest looked good in there. You know, I do think it does set up an interesting idea because we never really got a proper McIntyre and Damian Priest match, I think. So that could work. But yeah, like I said, overall though, the show is just kind of blah. Like I said, I complained about the women's chamber match. The women's tag match was okay. The unsanctioned match dragged. And, you know, like I said, it did set up an interesting idea for WrestleMania, but that's really all I can say about this. I would have given this a D if it wasn't for that last segment, because that did pique my interest. And like I said, I don't like the fact that we ended the show on a big promo, but hey, again, at least it did kind of save it in some aspects. I am going to be giving Elimination Chamber 2025 a C. Like I said, just it's average. You know, maybe we need just something to beef this up a little bit. I don't know. Like I said, it didn't help that we weren't going to do, you know, apparently we're building to a triple threat match, which, you know, the women's side, which, again, makes the women's Elimination Chamber match completely pointless. Anyway, the next video right now is, I don't know. I'd like to, like I said, I had the idea of doing AEW Revolution. I'd like to do it. I just don't know if I will. Unfortunately, this week has been a little hectic. I had to spend a little more money than usual. Don't want to get too personal. It's nothing too serious. It's just someone got a week vacation that they normally did not have. And just, I got anyway, I don't want to burden anyone's. I'm okay. Everything's okay. It's just, again, a little more money than usual got spent. So I was hoping to buy the next 2 AEW shows because you can bundle them on Triller TV. Likewise, I had to buy a new Roku device that I take to my dad's. So I might not be able to. I might be able to do AEW Revolution. I might not. I will try to get that news bulletin to you on the post section of the channel if that, whatever that comes up. Anyway, so if it's not that, then the next video is going to be the random trade review on Deathstroke, Batman, Deathstroke, Batman, Deathstroke. So yeah. As for the I'm Sure of It's, there'll probably be one for Mania. There's going to be one kind of bridging in between there. There'll be a little special for that. I'll call it another name. I think of it as kind of like the Saturday Night's Main Events thing. Yeah, I think we're getting one of those before Mania. There'll be another one of those. There'll be one for Mania. I don't know if it'll be 2. It might be 1. I did that last year. Like, I know it's 2 nights, but I don't know if I can build up enough to make it feel like it needs to be 2 shows, if that makes any sense. So, yeah. See you all next time. Hey guys, remember, you can help me expand my professional wrestling coverage by supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/SleepyTimeForCat Productions. Also, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell.